In this class today we are going to talk about the photons. So this chapter lies under the modern physics. So basically, first of all, let me just give you the definition of photon. What does a photon means? The quantum radiation is known as photon. So in simple term, the quantum radiation is known as photon. So just in simple term, so any radiation which has the quantum means the packet of energy, any radiation that is moving with a certain energy, it is known as a photon. Now let me just show you how to derive the momentum of a photon. If c be the velocity of light and f be the frequency, then we can write, then we know c will be equals to lambda f. So f will be equals to c by lambda. Again we know from quantum theory of radiation, E equals to hf. So from this equation we can calculate the minimum energy of the radiation. So what will be the minimum energy? We can calculate the energy of the radiation. So also from Einstein's mass energy relation, we can write E equals to mc square, or so we can write m will be equals to E by c square. So let me just write this as equation 1, this as equation 2, this is as equation 3. As we have studied that momentum is defined as mass and velocity, the product of mass times velocity. So momentum is equals to product of mass and velocity. So that will be P will be equals to m into, in terms of velocity we will write the velocity of light. So P equals to, momentum equals to mass times velocity of light. So if we replace m will by c, E by c square, so our new equation will be P will be equals to E by c square into c. So cc gets cancelled, or P equals to, again in place of energy E we can write hf by c, and in place of hf, no, if we just simplify this equation, so f by c will be equals to 1 by lambda. So f by c, in place of f by c we can write that is 1 by lambda. So this is the momentum of a photon, where h is a Planck's constant. The value of h will be equals to 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. So from this equation what we can say is that when the radiation it is moving in form of a wave, then it also has a momentum. That means the particle momentum for the particle will be mass times velocity, whereas the momentum of the wave will be equals to Planck's constant divided by wavelength. There are the few terms that which we have to remember while studying this chapter. So I am just going to give a few information, the different terms that we will be dealing while studying this chapter. For first is wavelength. So what does the wavelength means? So when a wave, it travels, when a transverse wave, it travels, or a longitudinal wave, so the distance from crest to crest, or from trough to trough, or from or when the wave, it completes one circular rotational cycle, then it is known as a wavelength from starting point to end point. So this is the wavelength. Next, number 2 is frequency, and wavelength, it is represented by lambda. So frequency, it is represented by f. So frequency means the number of cycle completed in 1 second. So how many cycles does a wave complete? For example, a wave completes, let me just say, this is 1 cycle, this is 2 cycle, and this is 3 cycle. So if it completes 3 cycle in 1 second, then its frequency will be 3. So that means the number of cycle it completes in 1 second, it is known as frequency. Next, intensity. So while studying this chapter, we will deal with this term intensity. Intensity means the wave that are passing towards the metal surface. Let me just say, this is a metal surface and this is the wave, they are coming towards the metal surface. So I am showing that there are the lots of intensity, that means the intensity of wave is high. If only few radiations they are coming, then the intensity is less. So high intensity, this will be low intensity. So we can decrease and increase intensity by moving the source, by bringing the source towards the metal surface, or moving it away from the metal surface. Our next term is photoelectron. Photoelectron. So photoelectron, it means the electron which is emitted from a metal surface when a radiation incidents on it. So let us just assume this is a metal surface, and when a radiation it incidents on the surface of the metal, then it emits an electron. So this is known as a photoelectron. Similarly, we have photocurrent. So photocurrent, so we represent it by I. So photocurrent means when the emitted electron, they flow through the circuit, the emitted electron, when they flow through the circuit, then the ammeter, it shows the current, then it is known as a photocurrent. That means the flow of electron through the circuit, due to which current is produced, is known as a photocurrent. Next we have potential. So basically potential, we represent it by V, capital V. So potential means the applied voltage during the experiment. So we can increase and decrease the potential. Similarly, we have monochromatic radiations. So basically monochromatic, it represents a single color. So in this chapter, we mean to explain that monochromatic means either the radiation consists of one wavelength. For example, either it is X-rays, or it is ultraviolet rays, or it is gamma rays, or if we consider the visible rays, we can categorize just red color having a single color, that means the monochromatic, or blue color radiation, or yellow color radiation. So they are known as the monochromatic. In this chapter, we have to know the different radiation that exists around us. So there is a very simple formula to represent, to remember this, just simple term, RAMIVUXG. So we remember this formula as Ram. So I'll just cancel this small a. Ram, I visited you at Xavier's graduation. So this is the very simple term. So R it represents for radio wave, M it represents for microwave, I it represents for infrared, V it represents for visible ray, U it represents for ultraviolet ray, X it represents for X rays, and G it represents gamma rays. So basically what happens, going from left to right, the wavelength of the wave it gradually decreases. So it will be very small. So the radio wave, so let me just show you wavelength, that is lambda. So wavelength of radio wave, and that will be around 10 to the power 3 meter, whereas the wavelength of microwave, that will be around 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Wavelength of infrared, that will be around 10 to the power minus 5 meter, and the wavelength of visible ray, it ranges. So this is the visible ray, so it ranges from around 400, let me just write here, so 700 nanometer to around 400 nanometer. So 1 nanometer will be equals to 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So this is the range that our eye will capture. And again, the wavelength of ultraviolet rays will be around 10 to the power minus 10 minus 8 sorry minus 10 and minus 12 meter. So that means if we move from left to right, the wavelength of the wave decreases. The wavelength of radio wave is more than microwave. Microwave is more than infrared. Similarly, the wavelength decreases. And if we move from left to right, frequency increases. So that means the wavelength of the radio wave will be around 10 to the power 4 hertz. So we will measure this in hertz. So for microwave, it will be around 10 to the power 8 hertz. So again, it will be around 10 to the power 12 hertz, 10 to the power 15 hertz, 10 to the power 16 hertz, 10 to the power 18 hertz, and 10 to the power 20 hertz. Whereas the velocity c will be equals to lambda f. Velocity will be constant for all the waves. That means radio wave, microwave, infrared, visible ray, ultraviolet ray, X-rays, gamma rays, they all move with the velocity of light, that is around 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So basically we have to understand that wavelength of the wave, it will decreases and the frequency increases when we move from left to right. That means the gamma rays, it has the lowest wavelength, whereas it has the highest frequency. Similarly, the radio wave, it has the highest wavelength and it will have the lowest frequency. The properties of photons. So number 1, so the energy of photon, it depends upon the frequency and wavelength of the radiation. So number 1, energy of photon depends upon the frequency and wavelength of radiation. So that is, so E equals to hf. So E equals to, that means h, so C will be equals to lambda f, so f will be equals to C by lambda. So we can say that the energy of photon, it depends upon the frequency and wavelength. So this is number one property. Next, number two, the momentum of photon is given by P equals to h by lambda. So we can calculate the momentum of a photon. Similarly, the velocity of photon is same as the velocity of light. So that is C equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Next, number 4, the rest mass of photon. The rest mass of photon is not possible, or we will say as 0. The rest mass of photon is 0 because we cannot find any radiation in rest. So that will be rest mass of photon will be 0.